Hey guys, what is up, and welcome to my How to P Rank Any Level in ULTRAKILL guide. I wanted to make this guide because I feel like a lot of the other guides out there just simply overcomplicate the whole thing whenever it comes to achieving a P rank. So what even is a P rank anyways? A P rank means you achieve the highest level of performance on a map, meaning you got the highest grade possible in 3 different categories. And those 3 categories are time, kills, and style. Time just means you have to beat the level under a certain time limit. So for time, you just essentially want to complete the level as fast as you possibly can. Every level has their own time restriction, and these time restrictions can be found on websites. You just have to look them up. It's as simple as that to find them. Kills, it just counts how many kills you have, and you have to kill a certain amount of enemies before you can achieve the grade you'll need to get a P rank. The more kills you get, the better grade you'll get. And then there's style, which is probably the hardest of the 3 categories to achieve a high grade in, because this requires you to have at least some understanding of how most weapons in the game work and understand how to synergize these weapons to make combos that will rack you up points. So style points are achieved by killing your enemy in the flashiest ways you possibly can. The more flashy the combo you do, the more points you're most likely to get. For example, if you flick a coin and shoot a rail cannon off of it, it will net you more points than simply just flicking a coin and shooting it. Alongside these 3 categories, you must also complete the level without dying a single time. To sum things up quickly, basically, you want to kill fast, kill a lot, kill with style, and don't die. Now let's discuss a few tips that will help you P rank any level in ULTRAKILL. Tip number 1, learn enemy spawn locations and spawn triggers. Knowing enemy spawn locations is good for a variety of obvious reasons. It'll allow you to line up shots and even pre-fire some enemies before they even spawn. This will just make moving through the map seamless and sometimes make killing some tanky enemies really easy because you can set up traps for them, killing them before they're even a threat. Enemy spawn triggers come in a little bit of a variety in ULTRAKILL. They're seen as power boxes. Whenever you break them, it triggers the spawning of enemies. And some enemies are triggers themselves, meaning if you kill that enemy, it will spawn more enemies. Knowing this can be helpful on maps like Ship of Fools, where this occurs multiple times. And if you're not careful, you can quickly overwhelm yourself because that map is very close quarters and very dense with enemies. So understanding these triggers is good because essentially you can control the flow of the fight and the speed of the fight. If you're looking for maximum chaos and maximum speed, just pop all the triggers at once and go crazy. However, if you're trying to make it as easy as possible, just take it one trigger at a time, eliminating all the enemies almost like it's waves. And now for the second tip, understand the map layout. Figure out if there's any shortcuts, figure out if there's any power-up spawn locations, where all of the skulls are located, map-specific power items like the soap, and where the idols will spawn. And what route is the most time efficient when trying to complete the level. The last thing you want to do is be doubling back to areas of the map you've already visited because you missed something. The fastest ways to learn a map are probably just by replaying the map multiple times, or enabling cheats and flying through walls and flying around the map and looking at it from an outside view. This is actually a really effective way of finding secret routes and potential secret locations. Tip number 3, understand how every enemy type works and their weaknesses. Understanding all the enemy types in the game will allow you to prioritize which enemies you should eliminate first, because some enemies seriously pack a punch, and other enemies can borderline be ignored, they're so powerless. Understanding their weaknesses is helpful because not only will it allow you to kill them faster, saving you time, it will allow you to come up with creative combos intertwining their weaknesses, making it to where you not only kill them fast, but you rack up a decent amount of style as well. Every enemy in ULTRAKILL has a weakness, and their weakness can be found in the data terminal underneath that given enemy's strategy category. Tip number 4 is going to apply mostly to boss fights, but can also be useful when fighting some of the bigger, tankier enemies in ULTRAKILL. I recommend breaking each boss fight into essentially 2 different learning phases. The first phase of learning, you're just simply going to analyze the boss and not worry about dishing out any damage quite yet. What your objective is here is to learn what audio cues match with what movesets and what you can parry that boss throws at you. For example, when battling Minos Prime, you can parry his Golden Snakes and his Judgment Kick, but you cannot parry his dive kick. Once you understand that given boss's audio cues and movesets and can efficiently dodge the damage that they throw at you, it's time for you to move into stage 2. And in this stage, you're strictly trying to figure out ways to dish out as much damage as you possibly can in the windows of opportunity that boss leaves you. One good example of this is whenever Gabriel stops attacking you to taunt you, leaving himself vulnerable to attack for a couple seconds. And for the fifth and final tip I can give you that will help you, regardless of the circumstance you're in an ultra kill, is parry as much and as often as you possibly can. Parrying is a free heal, and let's be honest, you're a fool if you're not taking advantage of that. If you are unsure on how to P-rank a certain map or a certain boss, these tips should put you well on your way to achieving that goal of acquiring that P-rank. If you guys want to see me go into a more in-depth guide of how to P-rank a specific level, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next one.
Is this my blood? I've never known such relief. I need some time to think. We will meet again, machine. May your woes be many, and your days few.